I've got a battle here against knockout97, testing out another team. Kind of need work on this actual team itself and the Pokemon I'm actually using, considering quite a lot of Stealth Rock weak, which kind of sucks. So I go for the Fake Out because I think this thing is sturdy, so if it doesn't have leftovers, I can at least break that, and I see it's got the Rocky Helmet. I'm going to Switcheroo and give it the Flame Orb, while it goes for the obvious Stealth Rock. So I'm just going to Encore Stealth Rock, and just so I can't do anything else, even though I don't think there's probably much else this thing can do that'll do too much too much of a problem. Actually, it does have spikes, so it probably would have went for that. So I switched to Hariyama just because it's like the best thing I can switch into that does it resists Stealth Rock, and Lopunny's not really going to be doing too much damage to anything anyway, so it only has Dizzy Punches and attack. So this thing Claw Sharpens, I go for the first spam and get a crit. And one thing to notice about this match is there's a lot of hacks from both sides. I think it probably starts off with me getting a lot of things that help me, then later on it probably more helps him. So I go for the second first spam while he went for the X scissor. I'm guessing that's his only attack or best attack to use against the Hariyama. Get the power hack, so maybe it'll speed next turn and get the first spam off. So he brings in this guy again. I'm not sure what he's going to do, so I decided just for the hell of it, I'll go to Love Disc 2, so I'll be able to live most attacks it does. And he actually goes for the spikes, which sucks because I don't have any rapid spinners, and quite a few of my teams got to be affected by the Step Rock Spikes combo. So I go for the Waterfall, it does more damage than I thought it would, and I get lucky there and get the flinch. Having the 2 layers of spikes up would have been pretty bad for me. I'm going to go for the second Waterfall and take it out. So yeah, that's pretty good. And one thing I have to say, I guess, is about Hariyama is that I forgot to give an item which was leftovers, which really came into a bit of a problem for me. So he brings in Serperi here. I'm going to protect the grass attack, so I go to Tropius Leaf, protects the switch, and which is quite good playing this part. He goes for the Leaf Storm, gets a special attack increase. I go for my own substitute, and because of my citrus berry, I'm going to heal up HP. And because of the harvest ability, I'm going to keep harvesting the citrus berry and using it when I'm at low enough HP. So he's going to Leaf Storm here. It's not going to break the sub, but because the special attack keeps increasing, it's going to eventually be able to break the sub anyway. And my aim slash miss, it really was suckage for me. Because for the second Leaf Storm, it's enough to break my sub, but I might go for at least, not least Storm, an Air Slash, and break his sub, which is very good. So yeah, this is kind of a bit of a little Soul War here. He goes for Release Storm. I think he gets a crit here, and I just live it in 14 HP, which was really annoying because it obviously wouldn't have done that much damage. And I go for the Air Slash, and that does a fair amount of damage, probably about a 3-hit KO with his leftovers if I get continuous hits, and such berries come in useful here. But he goes for the Giga Drain because he wants some HP back and gets another crit, which is even worse in the sense that it's actually Giga Drain, seeing as he's got to heal more HP this time. I actually get a crit here with Air Slash, which was, yeah, this was quite haxy at some points, and yeah, that was quite bad, but whatever. I know this thing's going to go for the Ice Punch, but I just protect to try and use the Citrus Berry, which do I use? No, I'm not 100% sure how exactly Harvest works for that, or maybe I wasn't actually at the right amount of HP for it. But yeah, I switch into Hariyama, where leftovers would have become useful quite earlier to live this or fake, and he gets a crit with Ice Punch. It hurts even more because I have thick fat, so it wouldn't have done too much damage, which is the main reason I switched to it. So I just switched to Victini to go for the Fire Blast, just get a decent amount of damage off on it. Actually not enough to KO, sadly, which kind of sucks, and he's able to go for the Earthquake and finish me off. So yeah, that was not very good for Victini there. So I'll go to Hentai again, or the Lopunny, and take out, get some damage, and I go for the Fake Out, which he knows I've got, so he probably switches out because he doesn't want Electivire to die yet. And he has this annoying psychic thing, which I can't remember the name of. I think that's the name of it there, but I can't even pronounce that. So I switch in, and my Love Disc 2, he goes for Psychic, and that does a lot of damage, and he gets a special defense drop. I go for Protect just to get a bit more HP recovery. There isn't really anything I feel safe to switch into against this guy. It'd actually be kind of good if I still had Victini, because as far as I know, his attacks I could resist, apart from as it's toxic, and I could probably go for like a recreate or something and do a good amount of damage or whatever. But here's Energy Ball. There's nothing I really want to switch into. Energy Ball and Stealth Rock and just take an attack like that. So I'm just going to switch into Tropius. I'm going to Protect just to try and get the Citrus Berry boost, which I do here. And I was actually sure if I'd be faster or not, which I wish I should have went for the sub here, which would have really helped because I would not have got poisoned. And I go for the Elite Seed. I'm hoping this thing doesn't have magic guards. I have no way of telling if it does or not. And luckily for me, it doesn't. It probably has regeneration or whatever the hell it has. But obviously, it would have one of the two if it didn't have magic guard. So yeah, this is going to be about Ron being poisoned. It's harder to stall and whatnot. If I had the sub up, it would have been a lot better for me. And I'm going for the air slashes, just trying to get some damage, perhaps a flinch hacks, to stop him recovering, because I don't have an increasing amount of damage really going. I'm going to do the same amount of damage each time air slash. At least he's taking out the same amount of damage as well. Eventually, I'm going to switch out to my, I can't even remember what it's called. The normal flying bird thing. It doesn't help that I've nicknamed practically everything, so if I don't know the name of it, it's not good. I think it's Bright Avery or something similar to that, but I may be wrong. So, I think it might be here when I'm thinking, yeah, if I go for an air slash, it's got to probably put him just below, maybe not at this point. I'll get a crit there and he goes for recover. I think it's this turn because he recovers. If I go for another air slash, he's got to put him quite lowest HP with the Elite Seeds. I thought he'd probably just recover again after that damage. So I think I switch out here. Maybe not. So much stuff happening, so much. Citrus Berry, Poison, Elite Seed, everything. And yeah, and I think he's going to go for the recover here, but I was actually wrong. He goes for the Psychic, which almost kills my War Eagle here. And luckily I live on 28 HP. It would have been good if he did go for the recover, because I probably would have healed most of my HP up from the Stealth Rock damage and that. I'd go for the Brave Bird just to guarantee the KO, but actually I feel like I was Choice Banded, so a return probably would have done a lot of damage, perhaps enough for my Tropius to come in and just air slash and finish it off. Perhaps, but yeah, it was quite bad play on my part. So I'm thinking he'd probably go to Electivire now. I'll just fake that out. I get a random crit there. Don't think it really mattered. And then he brings in his Haxorus, which is his last guy. And I'm not really going to be able to handle this very well at all. I go for Dizzy Punch, hoping maybe for the confusion, which I don't get. He goes for Outrage, and yeah, this is pretty much a good game. I go for Protect just to maybe get more HP from the Citrus Berry, but I'm not sure if I guess, I don't know what's happened with the Citrus Berry, because I never harvested it, I never used it or whatever, to get more HP and maybe take it out. But sadly I'm not able to, and yeah. So it was quite a good game there. There was quite a lot of random hacks in the match, which kind of affected, but at least it was on from both sides, so it wasn't too one-sided. There was a few times I could have probably played a bit better, which would have helped me a lot better. But yeah, it was a good game. See you next time, and thanks for watching.